And in here we have one of the most controversial plane there is at this moment, just because it faces planes from the 60s. This is, yes, a 4th gen jet from the late 70s, I think it's 1978, that faces F-4 Phantoms, which are from the 60s. Now, in a totalitarian world that's, well, ruled by propaganda and misinformation, sure, that could pass. But in WarThunder, it's a massive issue, and this plane being at 12.3 is that exact same issue. Now, the people that are the fans of this particular aircraft are going to jump in and say, hey, listen, Silent, you're giving this aircraft too much of a hassle. It really should deserve to be at 12.3 just because it's facing the Russian menace, the Russian bias, the R-27 and the Su-27s out there. And to be fairly honest, in a sense, I could see that, but not completely. In the game that you're seeing right here, this is a full up tier against those particular planes, and we still managed to, well, completely take out 5 enemies. Now let's face it, the job wasn't easy, the job was tiring, and I'm playing this plane as aggressive as possible. So yeah, results are going to, but it is entirely doable. And in this second example right here, we can see ourselves in a down tier facing those Phantoms, facing those MiG-23s, those early F-14s and whatnot. And to be fairly honest, this was a very chill, relaxed fight, let's say it like that, just because of the reason I have AAM-3s, which are basically literally the same as AIM-9Ms, except they have 40 Gs of pull, and literally that's about it. The Japanese F-15 in here, the F-15J, is literally worse in performance compared to the American F-15 out there, the F-15A, just because it is heavier. Actually, in performance, I would put this F-15J on par with the early F-15C without all of its modifications and upgrades. The point that I'm trying to reach here is all of the F-15s basically have the same kind of a flight performance, so results really shouldn't vary. Now, the main issue that people talk about with the F-15 is the AIM-7M. The AIM-7M is absolutely atrocious compared to the R-27. We all agree upon that. However, it is still one of the best missiles in WarThunder currently. Not the best, but one of the best. The problem with WarThunder players in this particular setting and with this particular AIM-7, this particular missile actually, they're using it like it's an MRAM. They climb to a level of altitude, then they launch the missile at an extremely long range, and they hope that they'll hit the target and get a confirmed kill. Well, actually, it doesn't work that way when you have the R-27 in comparison being shot at you. That is extremely hard to notch, extremely hard to dodge, and at the same time, the missile is almost close to Mach 6. The AIM-7M is close to Mach 4. And that is in an ideal situation, by the way. Now, one might bring up the interesting argument of saying, well, hey, the F-15 is really hard to use in a full up tier against those Su-27s, against those MiG-29s. And sure, I can fully accept that argument and say, yeah, the plane is really hard to use, especially for players that don't know how to play top tier correctly. But that doesn't excuse it from being at 12.3 versus planes that it shouldn't be facing from a game balance point of view. And that is the point that sums up every single bit of problem that is wrong with the F-15. It is a majestic plane. It is a really good plane. It is one of the most competitive planes out there. It is not the most competitive, however, it is one of them. However, this jet brings up so many balancing issues at top tier that we cannot have at the moment, especially with the terrible balancing MBR compression that the game is trying to get rid of slowly. Now, instead of me continuing on, well, basically complaining about the plane and the state of the game currently, let me show you this match. And I've left it a little bit long just for you to see exactly what is being done in here. We are at a certain altitude, at a particular altitude where we don't have contrails. Therefore, the enemy team is not going to see us because of that. And we can see the high flyers out there just because, well, as you see, the Su-27 in here is highly visible, and we can flank them from behind or from the side very, very easily. And this is the strength of the F-15 in here. The F-15 is strong at BVR. However, it's not really strong at long-range BVR, and that is currently, unless we get the MRAM added, and then the MRAM is going to solve most of the issues with this particular aircraft. But as you can see in there, we got 2 easy kills. That is very, and I do mean very, easy. Now, in front of us, we have an F-16 that's going up high. We're trying to lock him, and an F-16 behind us. We launch at the F-16 in front of us, and because this is a smokeless motor AIM-9, kinda, it's, well, he doesn't see it, especially when he's tunnel visioned on our friendly. Now we just want to get rid of the F-16 that's literally behind us using the clouds, because when we're in the clouds, the IR seeker of a lot of missiles in-game do not work, and we're going to try to use that advantage to us. Now there is a Su-27 above us, and we're going to try to hit him quickly because we really do not want to mess around with the R-27s right about now. These are very, very dangerous missiles, like I've stated at the start of the video or in the middle of the video, and we really do not want to mess around with that. So we lock him up, we're behind him. We cannot get a lock with our AAM-3, so we're going to switch up to an AIM-7 in here shortly, and we're going to try to get him with an AIM-7 from behind. And here we have an F-16 trying to engage us. He's glued on us. Thankfully, he's right now disengaging away, and we survive that. The Su-27 crashes, well, denying us the kill basically, and we have just 3 kills, and we're trying to locate the last guy using a blind hunt. Now the last guy is going to be Tornado, as you can see, and we launch an AIM-7 just to decoy him. Maybe he'll go low and doesn't see what's coming up next, and that's the smokeless motor AIM-9 kinda. So we get him pretty easily. He doesn't flare. He thinks that we're launching Fox 1s at him, and that is a GG. 100% easy kills, just like how people want to play the F-15. High altitude, engaging in BVR fights and all that. Well, in here we did it kinda, and there we go. Anyway guys, this is the end of the video, and thank you so much for watching. Join the Discord link in the description. It's a fancy notification bell, and don't forget to like this video.